How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the House of Horror, and something I've always been really fond of is the horror anthology. Whether it be Creepshow, VHS, or even TV shows like The Twilight Zone or Black Mirror, there is just something magical about a good anthology. You don't get as much story development as you would with a full-length film, but you're trading all of that in for fast-moving, self-contained adventures that often pack a huge punch. And although there are a plethora of mainstream ones out there like the ones I've mentioned, there are plenty of great low-budget independent anthologies out there. For We Are Many is a 2019 horror anthology produced by Hex Studios that features 13 demonic stories packed into one film. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that Hex Studios is the team behind the Owlman films, but this time things are a little bit different. Instead of all the films being produced by Hex Studios directly, they were all actually outsourced and produced by filmmakers all around the world. So in my opinion, For We Are Many sort of works like its own little film festival, curated by Hex Media. And that's the way a lot of these films play out, like a 48-hour film. They're all very low-budget films done by amateur and independent filmmakers who were given guidelines by the curators, but ultimately given the freedom to do whatever they want under those set of guidelines. If you've ever been a part of a 48-hour film, that's basically what it is. And for that, I really appreciate the film for what it represents. A lot of these films, if it weren't for Hex Studios, wouldn't exist. And if theoretically the filmmakers were to have just made these films on their own and uploaded them to YouTube or Vimeo or whatever, they probably would have just been lost in the shuffle and not really given the attention they deserve. So For We Are Many was a great way to showcase these interesting projects from some great up-and-coming filmmakers, and for that I think it deserves extra merit. Now on to the shorts themselves. As you'll see with other anthologies I'm covering this month, it really is impossible to cover each and every story in a video format like this. Otherwise we'd end up being here all day. Especially with For We Are Many, because we're getting 13 stories all in one 80-minute film, which is a lot. The stories vary in length and also in quality. The shortest films last only about 2 or 3 minutes, with the longer ones reaching about 10 or so. The quality and the runtime are not always correlated though. Some of the stronger films in here are actually the ones with the shortest or medium length range. We also get a wide variety of shooting styles here. Some go for a dark and dirty found footage style, others go for a more neo-noir atmospheric look, and others just go for a balls-to-the-wall creature feature vibe. Some films you may like way more than others, and that's the beauty of anthologies. No matter what, people are gonna have differences of opinion on which ones are the best or well made. The ones that I think are the weakest, you may really connect with, and vice versa. But in particular with this anthology, even in the weaker ones, you can see there's been a lot of heart and effort thrown into them, and you can tell the filmmakers were just having a ton of fun. So for me, I just really have to be able to admire that. Some of my personal favorite films included here are a brutal revenge story called The Damned Statue, that also tackles very heavy elements such as suicide and bullying. Night Train, a strikingly stylized and supernaturally science fiction slant on specters. Try saying that 3 times fast. And Creek, which is a simple and straightforward swamp slash-em-up. But by far, my favorite film in For We Are Many would have to be 3 Times Around, which is a gritty, found-footage style short that fully utilizes its short runtime to its advantage, packing every second with heart-stopping suspense. And in general, those ones are the best, the ones that are able to master their own limitations with the runtime. Some try to cram too much in, leaving not enough character development for the audience to really connect, and others don't put enough in, leaving us with something hollow. But in general, I wouldn't say any of the shorts on here are bad, but there are definitely ones that are much stronger than others. As a side note, the practical effects in here for the most part are pulled off quite well, and you could tell there was a lot of passion thrown into them. I also appreciate the references and homages to some other films, like the musical motifs reminiscent of Dracula in the segment Father, and even references to other Hex Media properties such as the Ravens. The Ravens aren't the only thing that may stick out to you in the film, however. We actually get a few recognizable faces in here, like Lawrence R. Harvey from Human Centipede 2, and Eileen Dietz, who was Captain Howdy from The Exorcist. We also get some of our Hex Media regulars like Jamie Scott Gordon and Nicholas Vince, who not only is featured in one of the shorts, but also plays Legion, our ghostly host who ties all the stories together with his demonic book. All in all, For We Are Many is definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of Hex Studios or of micro-budget horror. As with many horror anthologies, it's definitely a mixed bag, but the variety is also its strength. There are definitely a few shorts in here that will have an impact on you, and will make the entire feature worth it. Hex Studios is actually planning a few follow-ups for the film, so if you're an independent filmmaker and are interested, I would definitely look into getting involved in some capacity. And if you want to learn more about Hex Studios' other films, I reviewed all of them during last year's House of Horror Owlmanathon. And if you want to take a deep dive into the archives on my channel, Laurie Brewster himself has actually been a featured guest on an episode of Two Nerds a Podcast. As always, I can't wait for what Laurie has up his sleeves for his next project, and I encourage all of you to check out everything that his wonderful production company has to offer. And like I said in the intro, for we are many, just give it a chance. Well, that is about it for this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review of For We Are Many. Have you guys seen the film? Let me know down in the comment section below what segment was your favorite. And if you guys haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you know when I come out with new videos. And if you were to give this video a thumbs up and share it with a few friends, it would be greatly appreciated. I will see you guys back here tomorrow for another video from the House of Horror. So as always, take care and stay spooky.